She was just a black maid, until she found a billionaire secretly locked in the basement of his own mansion. The knocking comes again. 3 slow hits against concrete. A pause. Too fast. Alana freezes halfway down the basement stairs, her fingers digging into the wooden rail so hard the skin around her knuckles turns white. The air below smells like bleach and iron. Cold air presses against her face. A low hum vibrates through the walls, steady and mechanical. Then she sees him. A man strapped to a medical bed under harsh fluorescent lights, wrists bound in padded restraints, an IV line taped to his arm. His lips are cracked, his eyes are open, and he is staring directly at her. If you were her, John, would you run? Or would you step closer? What would you do if the richest man in the county was locked in his own basement? Would you risk your job, your safety, your child? The man on the bed swallows hard. His voice scrapes out like sandpaper. You're not supposed to be here. Her breath fogs in the cold room. The fluorescent lights buzz above her. She hears footsteps upstairs, or maybe it's just the furnace. Her heart pounds so loud she feels it in her throat. She knows his face. Sterling Vale, the billionaire who vanished 5 months ago. He shifts against the restraints, the leather creaking. A bruise circles his wrist. There's a hospital-grade monitor beside him, its green line bouncing slow and heavy. They told everyone I was unstable, he whispers. They told the board I needed protection. Another knock echoes faintly through the concrete walls, this time weaker. She steps back. Her heel scrapes against the floor. The sound feels explosive in the silence. You have to leave, he says, eyes darting toward the security camera mounted in the corner. The red light on it blinks once, then stays solid. Alana's stomach tightens. One hand drifts to her lower belly without thinking. The baby shifts inside her, a small flutter beneath her palm. Upstairs, a door closes. She turns toward the staircase. The monitor beside him beeps faster, and just before she reaches the top step, she hears him say one more thing. My brother did this. The basement door clicks shut behind her, and somewhere in the mansion, a phone begins to ring. The mansion smells like lemon polish and money. Alana keeps her head down as she pushes the cleaning cart across the marble floor. The wheels roll smooth and quiet. Too quiet. Every hallway has a camera. Every doorway feels like it's watching. Her phone reads 2:16 a.m. She stands outside the laundry room and waits. The house is still. Then, 3 slow knocks. Pause. Too fast. Her throat tightens. The sound vibrates faintly through the floor beneath her sneakers. She closes her eyes and counts the seconds between each hit. The rhythm is exact, deliberate. Her nursing classes taught her about coded taps in trauma wards, patients who couldn't speak, patients who needed help. This is not random noise. This is someone calling out. Footsteps approach from the east corridor. Measured, confident. Declan Vale appears in the archway, sleeves rolled up, tie loosened, on expression calm. You're working late, he says. His voice is smooth, controlled. His cologne carries a sharp cedar scent that fills the hallway. Yes, sir. He steps closer, too close. His eyes flick down toward her stomach, then back to her face. You must be tired, he adds softly. Stress isn't good during pregnancy. Her fingers tighten around the cart handle. I'm fine. He studies her for a moment longer than necessary, then smiles. My brother's condition is private. Curiosity ruins good opportunities. The words hang in the air. Behind him, the biometric lock at the end of the corridor flashes green for half a second. A glitch. Then it turns red again. Declan's eyes shift toward it, then back to her. "Get some rest, Mrs. Reyes." He walks away without another word. Her pulse pounds in her ears. I guess the knocking doesn't come again that night. But at 2:17 the next morning, the biometric lock clicks open. The door is open, just an inch. Cold air spills into the hallway. Alana stares at the narrow gap, her chest rising fast. The house generator hums in the distance. A faint metallic smell drifts upward. She pushes the door wider. The stairwell light flickers overhead as she descends, one careful step at a time. Her hand slides along the concrete wall for balance. The air grows colder, thicker. At the bottom, the reinforced glass door stands shut, but unlocked. Inside the room, Sterling Vale lifts his head. "You came back." His voice is stronger now, but there's still a tremor in it. She steps inside and closes the door behind her. Up close, the damage is worse. Purple bruises, needle marks, his beard uneven and gray at the chin. The IV bag above him drips, slow and steady. "They sedate me twice a day," he says. "Medical guardianship, emergency psychiatric hold, signed by a doctor who's on my brother's payroll." The words come in short bursts. "The board believes I had a breakdown. Declan presented reports, charts, videos edited out of context." The monitor beeps softly beside him. "He wants permanent control before the next shareholder meeting." Her mind races. "You can't just disappear a billionaire," she whispers. He lets out a hollow laugh. "You can, if you convince everyone he's dangerous." A faint mechanical whir sounds above them. The security camera in the corner slowly tilts. Sterling's eyes widen. "You need to go. Now." She hesitates. He grips the side rail of the bed, the muscles straining against the restraint. "If he knows you've seen me?" The hallway light flickers, and the basement door upstairs slams shut. She returns the next night with steady hands. The IV pump clicks in quiet rhythm as she studies the dosage level. Her fingers hover over the dial. She adjusts it slightly, just enough to reduce the sedative. Sterling exhales slowly, as if surfacing from deep water. "Thank you," he murmurs. Upstairs, a clock chimes midnight. He begins speaking in clearer sentences now. "Declan filed for extended guardianship, hearing in 3 days. Once approved, he gains full executive authority. Indefinite." 3 days. She feels heat rise under her skin despite the cold room. "He bribed 2 board members," Sterling continues. "Threatened one with exposure. The rest are scared." He shifts, he wincing as the restraints pull tight. "And the doctor?" "Signed false evaluations. Claimed I was paranoid, unfit." Her jaw tightens. On a small desk near the back wall, she notices a framed photo half hidden beneath legal folders. A young woman stands beside a younger Sterling, her smile wide, her eyes familiar. Alana's breath catches. The woman looks like her mother. Her pulse jumps. She steps closer. The photo is dated 27 years ago. Sterling watches her expression change. "What is it?" he asks, before she can answer. Her phone vibrates in her pocket. Unknown number. When she looks up again, the red light on the camera is blinking. Someone is watching. She waits until the generator test run at 1:58 a.m. The lights flicker across the estate. For 12 seconds, the surveillance feed resets. She slips into the basement office. Dust coats the desk. A faint scent of old paper and aftershave lingers in the air. Her fingers tremble as she opens the locked drawer she memorized earlier. Inside, medical files, legal drafts, a sealed envelope, and the photograph. She holds it under the desk lamp. Her mother's smile shines through glossy paper. Sterling's arm is around her waist, close, intimate. A date scribbled in blue ink matches the month before she was born. Her knees feel weak. She opens the medical file and scans the genetic profile. Blood type, a B negative, a rare marker listed beneath it. Her own prenatal paperwork flashes in her mind. Same type, same marker. The room feels smaller. Footsteps echo above. She hears Declan's voice faintly through the vents. Prepare the final guardianship documents. For 72 hours. 72 hours. A countdown. Her hand presses against her stomach. The baby shifts again. She closes the drawer quietly and turns toward the basement room. Sterling looks at her, confused by her silence. "What did you find?" he asks. Her lips part, but before she can speak, the biometric lock upstairs clicks, and heavy footsteps begin descending the stairs. The footsteps stop halfway down the stairs. Alana stands frozen beside the desk, the photograph still warm in her hand. The overhead light flickers once. Heavy soles scrape against concrete. A shadow stretches long across the wall before the man even appears. If he opens that door, everything ends. If he checks the drawer, she is finished. Would you confess the truth now? Or would you lie to survive? The air feels thin. When the hum of the generator fades back to steady silence, Declan's voice drifts down before he does. "Sterling, you awake?" Sterling's breathing shifts. He closes his eyes and lets his body sink heavy into the mattress. The basement door opens fully. Declan steps inside, wearing a dark sweater and calm expression. His gaze sweeps the room slowly. He smells of expensive cologne and winter air. Alana lowers her head and steps aside like staff should. "I heard movement," Declan says lightly. "Thought my brother might be restless." Sterling does not answer. Declan approaches the bed, checks the IV line, studies the dosage. "Sedation seems lighter," he mutters. Alana forces her voice steady. "I followed the written chart." His eyes cut toward her, sharp, measuring. "Be careful," he says. "Small mistakes can cost people their jobs, or worse." He straightens, then steps closer to her than necessary. "You've been very quiet lately, Miss Reyes." Her throat tightens, but she keeps her face neutral. "My work is upstairs, sir." Declan studies her stomach for a brief second. 3 days, he says softly. After the hearing, everything changes. 72 hours. He turns and walks back toward the stairs. The basement door shuts again. The lock clicks. Alana releases the breath she's been holding. Sterling opens his eyes slowly. "What did you find?" he whispers. She holds up the photograph, and for the first time, his face drains of color. The printer upstairs spits out legal pages, one after another. 72 hours becomes 48. Alana stands in the staff kitchen staring at the microwave clock. 6:12 p.m. And the estate smells like roasted garlic and polish, normal life above, a prison below. She slides a prepaid phone from her apron pocket. Her hands shake as she records. Sterling's voice is hoarse but steady as he explains forged psychiatric claims, bribed board members, sedation logs. Declan falsified the emergency petition, he says. He wants permanent guardianship at Friday's hearing. 48 hours. She saves the file. Upstairs, Declan laughs during a call. Calm, confident. She types a message to an investigative reporter she once followed during a hospital ethics scandal. Simple, direct. "I have proof a billionaire is being held against his will." She attaches the audio. Her thumb hovers over send. If she does this, there's no turning back. What would you choose? Safety or truth? Would you risk your unborn child for justice? She presses send. The message disappears. Silence. A faint buzz confirms delivery. Downstairs, Sterling coughs hard. She runs back to the basement and finds the IV pump beeping. The dosage has been increased. She stares at the display. Declan changed it. 42 hours remain. And Sterling's pulse begins to slow. The monitor flatlines for half a second. Alana slams her hand against the pump, fingers flying over the controls. She reduces the sedative and checks his pulse at the neck. Weak but present. Stay with me, she whispers. Sterling's eyelids flutter. Upstairs, footsteps approach again. Declan enters without knocking this time. What are you doing? He demands. She stands between him and the bed. The pump malfunctioned. Declan steps closer, his jaw tight. You seem very involved in my brother's care. She doesn't move. You increased the dosage, she says quietly. His eyes harden. Be careful with accusations. 24 hours remain. The air feels electric. The fluorescent light hums overhead. Declan lowers his voice. You think anyone will believe you? You're a maid, pregnant, desperate. Her spine straightens. You're holding him hostage. The word hangs heavy in the room. Declan's expression shifts from calm to cold. You have no idea how power works. Footsteps echo outside. A phone vibrates upstairs. Declan's attention flicks toward the ceiling. Alana sees it, the flicker of concern. 22 hours remain, and somewhere beyond those gates, a reporter is opening her message. The gates crash open at dawn. Black SUVs roll up the driveway. The flashing lights bounce off the mansion windows. Security guards shout into radios. Inside, Declan stands in the foyer with a phone pressed to his ear. This is corporate sabotage, he snaps. Agents move past him. Alana stands at the staircase, heart pounding. Downstairs, the basement door is forced open. Sterling is wheeled out on a stretcher, blinking against daylight for the first time in months. Cameras gather outside the gates. News vans line the street. The headline spreads fast across social media. Tech CEO allegedly, held under fraudulent guardianship. Declan is placed in handcuffs. This is a misunderstanding, he protests. No one listens. Alana watches as Sterling is loaded into an ambulance. His eyes search the crowd. They find her. For a second, everything goes quiet around her. What would you say in that moment? Would you step forward or disappear again? She walks toward the ambulance, and Sterling whispers, "Don't leave." The doors close, sirens erupt. But this isn't over, because the hospital will demand proof, and truth always comes with a cost. The hospital room smells like antiseptic and fresh sheets. Sterling sits upright now, pale but clear-eyed. A court officer stands outside the door. News alerts still flash on muted televisions. Alana places the genetic report on the tray table between them. He reads it once, then again. His hand trembles. My blood type, he says slowly. She nods. The same rare marker. Silence fills the room. He looks at her differently now, not as staff, not as a rescuer, as possibility. I knew your mother, he says quietly. She knew you too, Alana replies. His breath breaks in his chest, and 26 years compress into one moment. I was told. She left, he says. She was pregnant, Alana answers. The truth lands, heavy, final. He presses his hands to his face. I thought she wanted money. She wanted respect. Tears slide down his cheeks. Outside the window, reporters wait. He looks at her again. What do you want? She rests her palm over her stomach. For my child to grow up knowing silence isn't strength. He nods slowly. Hours later, He stands before cameras in a borrowed suit. My brother betrayed me, he says, and I failed someone years ago. He steps aside. Alana walks into view. Gasps ripple through the crowd. This is my daughter. The words echo. The maid no one noticed stands in daylight. Justice moves forward. Declan awaits federal charges, and the dynasty changes forever. But as cameras flash and microphones crowd close, one question remains in the air. How many other doors are still locked, waiting for someone brave enough to open them?